Yeah, wake the hell up. Charts ain't waiting and neither am I. It's BC Port Corp, and this is Good Morning Crypto. Let's run it. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping all time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Yeah, I'm up before sunrise, no snooze on my plays. Whales still dreaming, I'm setting my trays. I ain't here for likes, I ain't here for clout. I'm here for that check when the trend breaks out. I spit blocks, hash rates, having dates. Got alpha in my veins, no time for fakes. SEC lurking, but I move like a ghost. Mixing TA and game, call me the host. This my show, this my tone, this my throne. Good morning crypto, I stand alone. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping all time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Perpetual swinging, I'm a beast with the size. TA tight like the laces I tie. MACD crossing, I'm pressing that go. And my fib line stretching like it's crypto dope. Ain't no banker ever taught me this wealth. I learned from red days, had to fight for myself. Now I'm dropping fire before the coffee drip. Crypto cooking on its breakfast shift. Every candle's a warning, every flash a test. But I lace up my plays and I trade like the best. We're moons made for legends, not snoozers and sheep. This for the wolves who watch charts while they eat. This for the ones who said crypto's a scam. Now I'm paying my bills with a cold wallet jam. Salute to the grinder, salute to the bold. Good morning to those who ain't buying what they sold. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping on time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Wake up, read the charts, read the game, then run it. Good morning crypto, Port Corp out. Wake up, read the charts, read the game, then run it. Good morning crypto, Port Corp out.
Step one, wake up, really gonna rise the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, you grow hard out what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge of financial freedom. I don't have any headlines to go over this morning. I know there's definitely news to talk about, but, we're kind of at that point where you might start look at rotating some capital out of crypto. That is not saying that we don't get another bounce. I have been talking about getting another little bounce towards the upside once we kind of find a little bit of support, clear out a little bit of liquidity, and then continue our move to the downside. But that's the time when you want to start looking at rotating some capital. So I got a few stocks we will talk about today. If you got any assets you would like me to take a look at, go ahead, throw them in the chat now. I will get those on the list. It'll be a quick run through on a bunch of those stocks. Not really going to get into a bunch of heavy TA on them because there is quite a few to talk about. But before we get to all of that, let's dive on in, get you prepped for some success today, because we're seeing a little bit of movements in the market this morning. We've got that TradFi market looking a little bit like it's seeing some buying pressure. We will have to see if we can get some continuation on New York Open, but for now, things are looking a little bit nice. We've got Apple up 0.52%. We've got Nvidia up 5% this morning. Nice earnings. It is up 62% year over year. Not too unexpected. You know, we are in an AI race and everyone wants some Nvidia chips. We've got Berkshire Hathaway down 0.1%. We've got Amazon up 1.79. We've got Eli Lilly down 0.25 this morning. ExxonMobil up 0.32. We've got Tesla up 1.69. P&G looking a little bit neutral off of its close, but seeing some sell pressure this morning, down 0.22. We've got Microsoft up 0.9. Google up 2.02. We will take a look at that one a little bit later because, someone was talking about buying tops the other day when Berkshire Hathaway dumped like $5 billion into them, and it looks like they're doing all right. We got Meta up 1.39. Hopping over to the crypto side of things, we're looking a little bit mixed here this morning. We've got Bitcoin up 0.2%. We've got Ethereum down 2.3, XRP down 1.2, BNB sitting down 2.3 this morning. We've got Solana up 2.2, Tron down 0.6. We've got Dogecoin down 0.4, but taking back all those losses, up 0.4 this morning. We've got Cardano down 0.3. Hyperliquid losing a spot in the market cap from a stable token, sitting up 2.7. Bitcoin Cash up 1.8. Chainlink up 1.9. We've got Leo token up 0.4. Stellar Lumens up 1.5. Litecoin sitting down 1.6. And HBAR down 0.9. Let's hop over to those fear and greed meters because, no surprise, we're still looking at extreme fear on the stock side. We did see a little bit of some money start flowing back in, so we are up 3 points, but we're still sitting in some extreme fear. Crypto side of things, no surprise, still in extreme fear. We did maintain a level we called out yesterday, and we will get to that chart in just a second. We will kind of have to see if we can find some support and start ranging a little bit sideways, because that's normally what you see before you get that last little liquidity grab towards the upside and then continue on down. That also gives you a little bit of cool off on that extreme fear, as well as the oscillators starts heating back up as you maintain some support there. For the liquidation heat maps on that daily, let's get it moved over to what we like, 0.8, so you can see most of that liquidity. We've got quite a bit of liquidity on both sides. We've got some way at the downside, 88,400, just below what we were talking about yesterday. We've also got quite a bit towards the upside here that I would look at grabbing. We've got that starting at 93,800, ranging all the way down to about 93,300 there. Keep your eye on some of that top side. Very, very easily could go up and grab that. We're not too far from it, but we do need a little bit more money flow coming on in. Taking a look at this 3-day. 3-day, definitely looking quite similar here. Hot spot towards the downside is quite hot there at 88,400, and we've got quite a bit of liquidity directly above us at $94,000. Let's zoom this out. Take a look at that 2-week there. We've got quite a bit to take a look at the top side, and we'll kind of have to see if we can go up and grab that after a little bit of some ranging. We have been talking about that for quite for a little bit here, as we made this move towards the downside, we would like to see where we kind of bottom out, cool off some of those higher term time frame oscillators. Weekly starting to flash some signals now, but we would need a little bit of sideways momentum to really nail that cool off before we can get a little bit of a pop towards the upside here. We've got quite the range of liquidity, ranging from 98,700 all the way down to 96,700. Quite a bit of liquidity in that range, so keep your eye on that. Once we start finding our support here, let's hop on over to that Bitcoin chart. Say good morning to the people in the here, because we've got quite a few in the chats this morning. We've got JR first in the house. We've got K Diggity coming on in. Good morning to you. We've got Jay in here as well. We've got A to Ace. If you're not following him, you definitely should be. We've got Dutchy in the house this morning. If you've got those clog emojis, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We've got Steve Hickey in the house. Good morning. We've got Donato Cabrera in here as well. Good morning to you, sir. We've got Al Jr. in the chat. Good morning. I saw a new name. Where is it? Diamond Palm, good morning from India. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Dog in the chat. Good morning. We got Alexander Guimarães. He said good afternoon. He must be over in Europe. We've got Stefan Farmer in here as well. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. We've got Darren Does Things. He said he was a little bit late, but he's going to catch up from the beginning. Hopefully that 2x speed doesn't mess with you too much. We've got a viewer over on X as well. Appreciate you tuning on in today. We've got a few lurkers in the background. Good morning to all of you. Let's get into this Bitcoin chart, because we are seeing just a little bit of hopium coming on in. As you can see here, let's get that demonstration tool pulled up. We are looking at a lack of volume here on the weekly, not too unexpected, as we have seen this sell off. A lot of that buying pressure has taken a step back to really find that area where we can find some support here. We are getting some oversold signals starting to flash on the weekly. Our true 7 is clipping on out, and we're just waiting on a slow up of that selling pressure here. So a little bit of hopium there on the weekly. We will have to see if we can find some support in this range here before we get some movements towards the upside. Let's get this down to the daily here. As you can see, we're starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum stepping on in. We got that move directly towards the downside of this fair value gap where we were calling on out. That was 88,632. We closed out that fair value gap with a little tiny move below it before we got that move back towards the upside here. We were talking about wanting to get back to the top side of that fair value gap to really see any kind of movements towards the upside. We did not do that. We closed inside that fair value gap. We got a little bit of move towards the upside on the overnight before we moved back down into that fair value gap there. We're starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in on that prime oscillator. Money flow still in the red here. We did see BlackRock start buying the buying on that Bitcoin ETF. So we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on some of this money flow, waiting for some decent sideways momentum, because there is quite a bit of selling pressure we have to contend with. So if we can start absorbing some of those sells in this range here, we could move a little more sideways, really get some cool off on that weekly, and see that stronger sideways momentum here on the daily before we try to come back up here, grab up some of that liquidity there. Let's see what's going on. JR dropping the wooden shoe. Let's see. Y'all having some fun in there. Rolling the Dutchie, as I say. Oh my goodness. Y'all having some fun this morning. Glad to see it. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at this 4 hour. This 4 hour is seeing a continuation of our downtrend here. We'll kind of have to see if we can make a higher low here or if we just continue with some sideways momentum, because we do have quite a bit of selling pressure to contend with. As you see, we get these moves towards the upside here. We got that bottoming indicator, not really showing any bottoming indications. We did get some oversold signals, not really showing to oversold. We did get a reversal signal as well, but this money flow just keeps coming out here. As you can see, it made a brand new low on that, and we're kind of waiting to see if we can contend with that, see a little bit of some absorption as we break back into this fair value gap here. Looking to at least see a little bit of bouncing on that midline, coming in at about 90,300 there. So keep your eye on that range. We are seeing a little bit of sideways momentum on that MACD. We're remaining below this zero line here, and we're not really seeing any strong indicators on that histogram, where we're just having those small green candles here. So really seeing a lot of continuation on that sell pressure. We will kind of have to see if on the shorter time frame we can get some absorption. We are trying to break back outside of that fair value gap this morning. We've got some heavy resistance ahead of us at 93,500. That'd be an area to kind of watch for some rejections at, as we're trying to see that break of money flow from red to green here. We do have a little bit of a lack of volume this morning, not too unexpected, as we're in that in-between time from London to New York open. We are seeing that sideways momentum on this hourly MACD and getting a little bit of sideways momentum here on that prime oscillator. So looking to see if we can get a little bit of a move outside of that fair value gap before we see those harsher moves towards the downside. Would like to see a higher low there. We'll just have to see if we can make our way towards the upside and grab up a little bit of that liquidity that was on the shorter term time frame. We do have this 15-minute and the morning looking quite nice for a move towards the upside here. If we can just get a little bit of money flow, our MACD is getting that nice little curvature back towards the upside there, really waiting to break above our indicator line and our zero line here. We're seeing that prime oscillator move quite sideways here as we get this nice little cool off after a break into the fair value gap. We are seeing that top side come in as some resistance for now. That's $92,000. We do need to break above that to see any kind of movement towards the upside. This is some nice cool off on the shorter term time frame, and we are holding our lows down here at 91,400. So if we can at least maintain that, see this come in as some resistance with a little more sideways momentum, we can get that stronger cool off here on the shorter term time frame and watch for some nice money flow to come in. We aren't seeing any strong movements on that money flow just yet. So a lot of this move towards the upside was just a lack of sell pressure. So keep your eye on that. We do have quite a bit of sell pressure to contend with, and I would look for 93,500 to come in as some resistance. I didn't see any TA requests this morning. If you do have any requests, go ahead, throw them in the chat. Y'all having all the fun in there. Just remember, friends, ash before you pass. Oh my goodness, y'all are some absolute degens. Let's see, Solana on that list. We got it for you. We did have a few stocks to go over this morning. As we said, looking at doing some rotations. I have been buying a little bit of some stocks here, slowly rotating my capital in, as I do think we do have the potential for a little more downsides on the stock market as well, but I've just been trying to find the most bullish assets. So let's get these top stocks out of here, and we will dive into some of these that I've got my eye on. We've got AMD, one of those. You got ASML. But are you being a degen, Dutchy? Because I think you're being a degen there. Let's see. We've got AMD first on that list here. This is in that tech sector. It does produce computer chips, and that's going to be a big thing going forward. In the pre-market, it is up 5% today. So looking like we've held the top side of our CME gap here. Really looking for some lower levels though to get some entries, as we are making a little bit of a lower high at the top side of our fib extension levels. Really looking for a little bit lower for some solid entries here. We've got Qualcomm. It makes microchips, things like in your phone. Small technology is a bigger part of how you get better technology on like GPUs and things like that. So the smaller technology is the more important part to build up big technology. ASML, a chip factory. Let's see. We can get that one on our list here. Let's put it in tech, add symbol ASML. And we will put that one there. Might have to take a look at that one. We've got Qualcomm microchips there in a lot of phones. It is a very, very important part of getting bigger technology better. We did have Palantir on that list as well. Would like to see some lower entries. In the pre-market, it is opening towards the upside here, but definitely have some potential to come back down just a little bit further, as we are in a little bit of a sideways range here on top of the top side of our fib extensions. I'm surprised you don't know them. I mean, I've got so many stocks on my list. It's there's certain ones that I buy and then certain ones that I don't. I probably know it, but you know, there's so many tickers out there. Let's see. We've got Zcash to take a look at this morning, so we can take a look at that in a little bit. We got a few other stocks to go over here. So Palantir, looking for a few lower entries. Definitely have a nice little range down here at about $150. That looks like a decent spot to do some buying. You might get a little bit further towards the downside. Platinum Pocket would really be that next little entry point I'd look at about 132 there. Getting into Intel, another chip manufacturer here, looking for some lower levels as well. 3351's looking like our strong support for now, but definitely have the potential to break a little bit lower. There is this massive CME gap here to take a look at. So 3165 to about that 236 at 2588 would be an area to kind of do some buying in. We did maintain our lower levels down here before they got a massive partnership. So 236 still has not been turned back into some support. So keep your eye on that range. That was in our tech sector there. We've got a few in tech services to take a look at. You know, you can't run your technology without actually having some software. No surprise, you know. We've got Oracle first on that list. Oracle does a lot in cloud services. It is a big part of the AI, but it also has a lot of services outside of just AI use case. So Oracle is a biggie on the list. It is seeing a nice little bit of some sell off as, you know, everyone's a little bit scared of the AI bubble. That's normally when you do a little bit of some buying here. I would look for a slightly lower level. It did break a little bit below the bottom side of our fib extensions here. Would need to get a fib retracement really pulled up to see where you could get some bouncing at. Let's get that pulled up real quick. Looking like that golden pocket is our support level for now. We do have a CME gap that is of interest to me though, and that's down here at about $190. So between 190 to 177, decent little area to potentially do some buying. All the way down to the platinum pocket would be that next little area to kind of watch for. 166.83. So this range right here, that's where I'd potentially look for some bottoming action at. to do a little bit of some buying there. We got Meetin' One Florin in the chat this morning. Good morning, good morning. Luke Yek in the house as well. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. This was a big one that everyone heard about. This is CoreWeave. It's got a lower high here, and looking at this lower low, we did see 76.21 being our area we were kind of looking for. Did get a little bouncing off of that area. Potentially a nice little area to do some buying in here, as you're seeing some bottoming action here on the daily. Doesn't mean we can't go a little bit lower, but this range from a 76 to 65.27 would be that area I'd kind of look for some strong support at. See if we can get some bouncing in that range. Definitely doing a little bit of buying on CoreWeave. One of my buddies did some buying as well down here at these levels. We were watching for this one here. So CoreWeave, massive sell off after we saw that unlock of initial investors. Normally when you see some people take some profits, they were locked up for 6 months, and then you saw that nice little sell off here. This gives you a nice buying opportunity. They were going to do a partnership with Core Scientific. That one got closed down, and looks like this one has been doing quite well as well. Doesn't need that partnership with CoreWeave. Core Scientific does purpose-built facilities for digital asset mining and provisions of blockchain infrastructure, as well as software solutions and services. So not only do they do stuff outside of crypto, but they do stuff within crypto as well. It's impossible for me to read the numbers on BC's charts. Yeah, that's why I call out the numbers. It's kind of hard to read some of these numbers here. I can zoom it in a little bit. Is that a little bit better for you there, Dutchie? Hopefully that helps just a little bit here. So we got Core Scientific opening up towards the upside this morning. I would look for a little bit of some lower levels here. Daily is starting to look a little bit bottoms, but you zoom this on out just a little bit. Weekly does still have the ability to see some harsher sell-off here. You're getting those peak indicators there on that prime oscillator. MACD getting that strong curvature back towards the downside. So we are looking for a little bit of a lower entry here. Looking at that 382, $12.32 looks like a nice little area to potentially see some bouncing at, all the way down to about $10. That is the 236 for Core Scientific. So this one is definitely on my list. I will be watching this going forward. Getting out of tech services here. We got a few in the financial sector. No surprise, Morgan Stanley, definitely on my list here. Would definitely look for lower entries. Not a great time to buy. Making absolutely brand new highs here. So looking for some lower levels. The 50% there looks interesting at about $130. If we do see those harsher sell-offs, weekly is looking a little bit iffy. You got those topping indicators, MACD getting heavy curvature, daily also looking quite similar there as you're getting that break towards the downside. Seeing a little bit of sideways momentum, but peak seekers coming in on the daily as well. We got Robinhood on that list. Would like to see some lower entries. We have been holding that 1618. That's $100 there. Nice little entry point for Robinhood. Potential to come lower, and that would be about 85-ish. So that'd be that next little area of entry for me. We've got outside of that one, healthcare. Healthcare is one of my favorite sectors here. We've got Intuitive Surgical. It does a lot in healthcare robotics, robotic limbs, things like that. And they also do stuff with surgical machines, so microsurgeries, things like that. Big provider in that area. It has been seeing a nice little sideways range here on top of our fib extension levels. We have seen this 1618 come in as some resistance. Nice CME gap down here to kind of contend with. That's from about 520 to 460. So massive CME gap there. I do have this buying range marked out down here at about 415 to 397. We would have to break below the top side of our fib levels though, so we'll kind of have to see. That's a nice little area to potentially do some buying at. We do have that platinum pocket coming in just below that at about 385. It is in a little bit of a downtrend here, as you do have those lower lows. Really waiting to see if this comes in as our lower high here. So we've got Regen as well, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. They produce a lot of biotechnology, so big company to kind of keep your eye on there. It's got Dupixent. We've all heard, if you've seen advertisements, you've probably heard that name before. So Dupixent is their big one there. Massive sell-off, held the platinum pocket there, looking for that 50% line to come in as some resistance, come back down towards that golden pocket, looking at about 635 for that to do a little bit of buying. Anything below that would be a good buy for me. We've got SYK, called this one out before, another surgical company that does robotics. So SYK, that's Stryker Corporation. I did a little bit of buying back at the 382. Anything below that 382 to about 236 at about 340 to 350. That's that area I would keep my eye on there for a little bit of some buying. It is opening towards the downside this morning, so keep your eye on that one. We did have IVVD as well. Someone called this one out. It does look like it has found some nice bottoming here. IVVD engages in discovery and development of commercial antibody-based solutions for infections and diseases. So something to kind of keep your eye on. I will definitely be watching it as well. We did have a few other ones. Elevance Health, definitely on my list here. Looks like it's opening up towards the downside. We have been holding the 382, the 50% line on our fib extension levels. Still in a little bit of a downtrend here, so potential to do a little bit of some buying lower at about 270 to about 250 there. That is that 382 to 50% line on those fib extensions. That was an area where we saw quite a bit of some movements before, so potential to see some absorption at that 382. We've got HIMS on that list. Probably seen the ads for that one. Has been in a massive uptrend for a while, holding that golden pocket there on those on that retracement quite nicely, but potential to come back down a little bit further. That'd be about 24.75 where I'd look at doing a little bit of some buying. Let's get down to energy. Been talking about energy for a while here. LEU, big one, provides nuclear fissionable materials. I did do a little bit of buying down here at 250. We did break a little bit below it, opening up towards the upside this morning at the 2618. Potential to see a little bit of resistance in that area. We do have the potential for some lower entries here. I would look at about $200 to see a little bit of some bouncing as well. Our very strong support is 162.93. As you can see, that was that sideways range below the 1618. We'll have to see if we continue with this downtrend here, because we've got those lower highs and lower lows as well. Potential to see a little bit of bouncing for now before some continuation towards the downside though. We got CCJ on that list. This is Cameo Corporation, another in that nuclear sector there. We do have some nice bottoms here at $80.60. Would look for a little bit of a lower entry. We do have that 1618 coming in at $65. We'll have to see if we continue this downtrend here. Would need to break below that $80 range I talked about. We have Aura on that list. another one in that supply sector for energy. This one has been on an absolute tear as well, has a lot of AI deals. We are looking to at least hold 98 for now. Potential for some lower as we are looking a little bit toppy on the daily and the weekly. No surprise after massive moves towards the upside, really failing to make some new all-time highs there. So looking for a little bit of some sell-off. 50% line looks interesting at about $91 there. We did have a few other in that energy sector. NLR, it is a ETF for nuclear. Been on an absolute tear, as nuclear has been on an absolute tear. Platinum Pocket looks really nice at about $110. It has been our strong support for now. If we do get some breaks below that, looking for about 104 to that golden pocket at $92. Let's get to SMR. SMR, nice strong sell-off here, opening extremely high towards the upside there after a bounce on the 382 on our fib extensions here. We've been calling this one out for a while. It didn't come all the way down to our strong support line, but that is a potential. There is a CME gap there that we'd kind of keep our eye on. Every time we get down to the support line, we get some nice strong bounces there. So definitely does have the ability to see some more downside. That'd be about $17 to $18 that we could look at for a little bit of some buying there. That is in that nuclear sector as well. OKLO, another one we've been calling on out. $85 to about $90 looks like a nice little buying range there. We did have a few others in this. UEC, this is dealing with actually mining as well. They sell a lot of their materials to LEU, so nice little uptrend here. Held the 786 on that retracement, but I would look for about $9.23 if we reject off of that golden pocket there. NNE, another one, nuclear sector, has been on an absolute tear. As you can see, we are below a CME gap here. Would look for about the 236 at about $27 for some buying. We had NXE as well, also been on an absolute tear in that nuclear sector. I am looking for about that golden pocket range to about the 50% line to do a little more buying. That is $7.20 to about $6.50 there. So that's what I got in the energy sector. We did have a few in the mining sector to kind of keep your eye on here. This is Denison Mine Corporation. That's DNN for that ticker. Definitely have the potential to see some more sell off there. Golden pocket looks nice at about $2.03. We do have a nice strong support down here at the 50% line at $1.85. MP, another big one in that sector for minerals. It does have some nice deals that it has been making, has been holding 52.83 quite nicely here, all the way down to that platinum pocket at $50. I did do a little bit of buying. It is looking to do a little bit of a change of trend here, trying to make that higher high, but really struggling with our resistance at about $60. So potential to see that nice little entry back down there. It is looking a little bit iffy on the daily as the money flow is in the red here. We'll kind of have to see if we get that continuation back down to our strong support. Golden pocket, another area to kind of keep your eye on, $41 there. We had METC. This one has been on an absolute tear recently, but back down to that platinum pocket there. That is coming in at $17.44. This is also in that mining sector. We do have the potential to break below that. I was looking for 22.66 to hold as some support. It did not hold as some support, so did see that platinum pocket get that bounce, but really looking like you could come just a little bit lower there as you're seeing that rollover of the MACD prime oscillator and money flows continuing to come on out there. Looking for the highs from back here, about $14.51. really a big sector that the government is focused on. We did have one more in that mining area to keep our eye on. That's SCCO. This deals with copper. So copper is becoming extremely important here in the AI sector. This one has a lot of deals with AI companies. We are trying to hold the golden pocket here at $125. Potential for some lower entries at about 115. That's that 50% line to the 382 at 105 as you're continuing to see that rollover on the daily. Looking for that break of money flow from green to red there. All right, those are the ones that I kind of got my eye on for 2026. I am starting to do some buying, rotating capital out of crypto. But let's take a look at some crypto projects this morning. We had a few requests to take a look at Sol and Zcash. We got all set in the house this morning. We've got Silver Days XRP in here. Good morning, good morning. We got Alexandra G in the house. Good morning to you, Mod Queen. If you got those Mod Queens emojis, go ahead and drop them in there. But let's get over to some of those alt requests. We got maybe a Band-Aid in here. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's take a look at Solana and see what's going on there. No surprise, it also got a massive sell-off with everything else. We held 130 quite nicely here. We got those nice daily candle closes on top of that. We are still seeing some red money flow here, but we are back up to some levels we were looking at. We've got 143-ish coming in as our strong resistance there. That is a shorter term time frame one, and we are looking for a little bit of a break towards the upside here, but we do need to get above that 143 level. So daily looking a little bit nice if you can see some money flow start coming on in here. Let's get this zoomed on in, take a look at the hourly, see what's going on. We've got a nice little sideways range below that 143 level. We did see some nice strong support at 130. Nice area for some potential entries that we were calling on out. Hourly is looking a little bit iffy for some continuations towards the downside though, so definitely have 137 as an area of interest. If we break below 140, we have been holding that this morning, but that hourly is getting a little bit of some curvature back down. Not too unexpected, as that's what we were looking at on Bitcoin as well. A little bit of a move towards the upside in the shorter term time frame could be what we get this morning. Let's see on the 15 minutes what was going on there, because we got that nice little sideways range here on top of 140, kind of similar to what we were looking at on Bitcoin below our fair value gap top. We've got some nice green money flow here on the shorter term time frame. Really failing to see the momentum though, so we do need to break above our current range here at 142 to get up to 143 to potentially see that stronger move back down for some better entries at 137 there. We are in a little bit of an uptrend here as we are starting to see those higher highs coming on in and higher lows as well. So this would be a nice little area to continue to see that trend be made. 137 looks like a nice little entry point for the short term time frame. 15 minutes is getting a little bit of rollover there. We've got Zcash on that list, and we could take a look at one more asset. Let's see, that is the wrong one. We don't want the market cap, we want Coinbase, because that's what we did our charting on. Zcash did get that nice little break above 648 that we were looking for. It did see that 50% line come in as some resistance there. Really seeing some curvature back towards the upside here. Potential to see a little bit of some rejections on the shorter term time frame off of that 50% line again. That's coming in at 683. We have seen that come in as some resistance this morning. Would need to break below 665 though. So looking like that's our short-term time frame support here. Let's get that marked on out. Short-term time frame. There we go. Got that locked. So looking like we're seeing a little bit of sideways momentum underneath the 50. We did get that nice little sweep above the highs from back here. Grabbed up liquidity, really trying to cool off some of these oscillators here. Let's see what was going on that hourly. Hourly getting a little bit of cool off here after that pullback down below the 50. We are waiting to see if we can get that break above it. There's a lot of sell pressure to contend with. Money flow just breaking into the green here. So if we can get that break above our 50% line on our fib extensions, that's 683.28. We do have some levels towards the upside to keep our eye on. We've got some resistance up at 705 to contend with first. If we can get above that level, then we've got that golden pocket being that next real area of resistance up at 744. When this moves, it moves quite hard. If we get this rejection off of 50%, again, looking at 665 for that next little entry. If we don't hold it, 648 would be that area to kind of keep your eye on there. All right. I didn't see any other alt requests for the morning. Oh, that's why it's called Good Morning Crypto. Wasn't sure he was going to do any there for a sec. Well, JR, crypto is starting to look a little bit dead for now, and if we're going to see a last little pump towards the upside for a potential to sell off the last little Bitcoin anyone is holding, where are we going to move that money? You just going to hold it in cash? I'm not going to hold it in cash. That sounds like a terrible move with inflation being what it is, the jobs market looking like it is. So I want to make some money, even if I can't make some money in crypto. I will continue to trade. So that's how I'll mostly make my money in crypto. But I won't be holding anything besides a little bit of Bitcoin that's my forever holdings. So that's normally what I do in the bear markets. We rotate into some of the strongest stocks, so we continue to make some money so that we can buy more Bitcoin when we get to those bear market bottoms. But it is 6:28 and time to wind the show on down, because I got to go mine some fiat so that I can buy more assets to not have to mine fiat anymore. So thanks for everyone tuning on in today. We've got two other shows we do every single day on the Piper Academy. The first one is that morning market report at 10 a.m. That is the place to be if you like your macro data. That's extremely important when you're looking at doing some buying here. So keep your eye out for that. We've got quite a bit of data that we will be talking about this morning. We got the FOMC minutes yesterday. I know I didn't talk about that. I was going to leave it to Piper to hit that home run today. We've also got trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That is the place to be if you like to trade and you like to make money. That man is the indicator god, as JR likes to say. We got Redmond in the house. Thank you. Thank you for tuning on in today. I appreciate that. Saying great show. Thank you. Thank you. But until next time, make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.
Tick, the clock went wait. Margins thin like a razor blade. Up, then down we slide. Risk it all on the market tide. Buy. Sell. Ring that bell. Chaos screens on the trading floor. Money talks, who's keeping score?
numbers dance like a fever dream. Red and green in a digital stream. One wrong move and the floor falls out. Greed and fear, they scream and shout. Buy, 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 sell, sell, sell.